Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstick Paddy, and welcome to broadcast number 16. This is the radio podcast for all fans of board games that are getting bored of the retail games. This week's been a bit of a quiet week on Kickstarter. We've only really two Kickstarters that really looked interesting, I'm guessing. We'll find out about them. And it's been a massive week for music, peeps. You know, the American Song Contest, it's gone through 3 heats so far. I'm going to be pulling out my favourites from the first 2 hits. Probably one from the third, actually. But I think next week we'll cover the third, fourth. We'll see what happens. But it's just been an epic music festival contest, per se. And hopefully you'll get introduced to some amazing songs if you've completely ignored that, because there's some classic chart busters here. And I think this is why it's become, lots of people that watch it are going to watch the next part, because there's just so much originality to those songs. Anyway, yeah, we are a radio show, so we do play music here and all that good stuff. So let's listen to my radio. This is the music preview, peeps, so let's have a little listen in. Up first, from Rhode Island, we had Hueston with the song Held On Too Long. Let's have a listen to his voice.
We were living life for love, lost in the sex.
Now from Wisconsin, Jacob, we Feel Your Love. My favourite song of the week, actually.
I can tell by the way that you stare.
Michael Bolton! What's going on? Yeah, representing Connecticut with a great song.
Day after day.
From Montana, Jonah Prill, we Fire It Up, a classic country song.
Baby, I know a good thing when a guy won.
And Jordan Smith with Sparrow, representing Kentucky.
Ooh, who clipped your wings and put you down?
And we're going to finish off today's show from Tennessee, Tyler Braden with 17.
We were 22 down the bottle of wine on a little man cold.
This is Kiss 102.4.
Now on today's show, we're going to be talking about Aldarra, which calls itself a big kind of adventure thingy, but really it's just a skirmish game and not much else going on with Aldarra. I'll talk more about that. We're talking about why gaming tables are stupid. I did a special this week as we passed the 850 subscribers. Big thank you to all of the subscribers, of course, that are listening. We also looked at the Legacy of Thracks, which is a Euro game with teeth. Oh my goodness, yeah, with Amerithrash ideas where you can even attack your opponent in Legacy of Thracks. That was looking interesting. And we did a couple of final thoughts this week. I'll give a brief mention of them. Title Blades, Rise of the Unfolders, and the RPG, very exciting. And final thoughts yesterday of Casting Shadows, which for me is the biggest IP of the year so far in board gaming. Wow. Question mark, maybe. It's up there. And finally, in today's show, we're going to be looking at media chat. We're going to be talking about the Halo TV series. I'm up to episode 3 now. And Moonknight, that Marvel thingy. I've seen the first 2. What are my thoughts on that? And I'll give a brief mention of the American Song Contest as we finish up. But yeah, we've got a packed show coming up. It's really because of outstanding Kickstarters which may have ended by the time you've watched this, but there certainly will be up for late pledge, so it's definitely interesting to see my final thoughts on them in a little bit of briefness. So let's crack on with today's show. Now, this first song comes from Rhode Island, from the artist Hueston, with his song Held On Too Long. Now, if you thought this contest was not a serious thing, listen to this. It's so serious. It's an absolute beauty. What a song. Oh, take it away. This was the one of the best from the first heat. That song is so good, I'll tell you now. And that was in the first heat. You can see the full show on YouTube if you've not got NBC Plus in your area. Just look for American Song Contest 2022 on the YouTube search, and you will find it. And the full live shows are there to delight yourself with. Yeah, they are. But all the shows so far have been phenomenal. Now, Aldarra. This game needs to be put back in the oven. It's been designed for the last 2 years, but it hasn't been enough to make this game a real 4X. It calls itself a 4X. Oh my god, the tile art is so... Oh, it grates me about it, because it's all junk. It's all like forest. All the factions are coming from a forest. You're supposed to be on a planet. You know, there's no different scapes of anything. That's my biggest bugbear, is how it looks on the table. But there's Euro mechanics involved in the 4X, so you don't have to defeat your opponents, and it's not like it feels like a cultural win or anything like this. It's really just doing stuff to get points and stuff, and it needs to have a rethink. And because the Eurogame mechanics, if you look at it, it just destroys any strategies or emergent gameplay that you get with 4Xs. And, you know, there's no tech tree, no crafting, no leveling up per se, other than just upgrading your airships. Oh, it's like a bitter disappointment. And it's got a huge amount of airship minis, but just a bit of a waste at the minute. I really think it's undercooked and could do with more time in the oven. My full thoughts are on my Kickstarter, where I absolutely go ham on this, because it really needs to have a good criticism if it's going to go back to the drawing board, which I think it should do. I don't think it will, though, and disappointingly it's going to come through as a 4X wannabe, is my feelings on Aldarra. So big box or nothing is what it is. My brutal honesty. I don't think your board game collection needs it. I think there's better 4Xs coming out. Well, an interesting reprint, in fact, coming out on GameFound later this month, hopefully. We will see. Yeah, 2 Kickstarters this week we really covered, and I think that's partly because of the giant Kickstarters bringing in millions of dollars, which is, you know, Tidal Blades 2, almost $1 million, and Casting Shadows almost breaking 3 million at the time of recording. So I think when that happens, Kickstarter does naturally push the cadence of drops on Kickstarter. That's my theory at the minute, because we've got no big droppers. But Legacy of Thracks, although, might have, I don't know, pinged on your radar. We'll talk about that next. This next song, Jayco, Feel Your Love, from the state of Wisconsin. I think when he does this live, it doesn't really give it justice, but when I play it now, this is the radio production of the song, and you'll get the full extent of this. It's really grown on me this week, and I think out of all the songs I'm playing this week, this is the one that I played the most. I think it could be my dirty favourite. So Jayco, please take it away in this very interesting 1950s rock song of sorts. Yeah, Jayco got no love from the judges, but he might be back in it due to the votes. You know, more people stream these songs, there's a chance of them coming back if they didn't get through to the semi-final. Anyway, Legacy of Thracks, not a legacy game. Now, if you look at this as a Euro game, it looks amazing. Why? Because one person's a shadow player that plays, trying to stop everybody winning, so that definitely makes it interesting. Each player has a unique deck of cards and a unique skill tree to leveling up their hero, and it's certainly got a merry trashing up the Euro game with its fantasy flavour. If you see it as an adventure game, though, I think it will disappoint you because there's not much lore within the game, and really the lore should be like picking up quests and doing stuff, and it doesn't really do it. Plus your hero can't really, there's no way of getting currencies and get shop in the game. That kind of adventure feeling of like leveling up your character with items and stuff, that seems to be missing. But if you come in this as looking for a Euro game with an interesting mechanics, this is definitely one you should get on your radar. It's amazing as a Euro game, just because of this one versus many components, and and if you're not into your Ameritrash themes, well, the lore is thin on the ground, so that could be in its strong suit if you're coming in from a Euro game. There's certainly a lot of potential in it. It's definitely a hybrid game from an indie studio, and I'll keep my eye on this to see if it pushes more Euro-centric or will it push more adventure-centric. But I think if I want it to go anywhere, I want it to go more adventure, because yes, it's a Euro game, and you're collecting things to break down barriers. That's its kind of Euro pull. But it could be doing it in more theme, and I think it can be easily done because they're offering like a massive 60-page lore book with the Kickstarter, which is outside of the game. Can you not put this lore in the game? Is it not obvious this? Are these Kickstarter companies not playing things like Talisman and Fallen Land, two amazing adventure games? It's like, it scratches my head at this design, the word adventure, Anyway, peeps, it's definitely has a lot of potential, Legacy of Thracks, and please check out my long form video as I pour through every nook and cranny of this Kickstarter campaign, and hopefully it will warrant a final thoughts, as my next part of my podcast is going to be looking at final thoughts. First up will be Tidal Blades 2, which is a dungeon crawl in an archipelago, and I'll be telling you my final thoughts how that campaign went. But up first, we've got Jonah Prill called Fire It Up from Montana. Now, this contest, before it came out, a lot of people in the US that were running the other music shows saying this wouldn't have any top 10 hits. In fact, people from the UK Eurovision department said it would take 20 years for the Americans to bring amazing songs out like they have in the Eurovision. Well, peeps, this Fire It Up song could easily get into #1 in the country charts of the USA. It's an absolute classic country song from Jonah Prill. It's got that modern twist, and I think it's like a gateway song that could get people actually wearing cowboy boots or going for a dance at a cowboy event. That's a bit of a joke, I guess, but it's just a classic. A classic country song. Jonah Prill from Montana, please take it away. Oh, what a song. I don't really listen to country song, but that definitely is in my playlist that I've been listening this week. I've collated the best of Eurovision from this year, and of course the American Song Contest, and it's looking really good, the American Song Contest. So yeah, amazing to get all these fresh American artists in these refreshing genres, actually, which is not usually my cup of tea. And I think that's the strength of these competitions, is the multitude of genres in general. Tidal Blades 2. Oh my goodness, this is a mega Kickstarter. Massive campaign. Oh wow, 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 wow. Dungeon Crawler Archipelago, yeah. Amazing combat system, amazing heroes. We got extra heroes unlocked. Tidal Blades 2. Wow, what a Kickstarter this is. A massive dungeon crawler, but set in an archipelago. The campaign's just been like a dream campaign. No stretch goals per se, but a wonderful list of daily unlocks, which upgraded all of the dice to some fantastic, wonderful looking dice, upgrading the RPG book, so it has, it's been pimped out, and the scenarios that they brought out, excuse me, for the Kickstarter exclusives were like 5 giant, amazing scenarios that introduced new new story chapters and new what's the word? Minis. Yeah, new new enemy types. So that was absolutely fantastic. All of the different medias we got the solo mode covered by Howard there from Man vs. Meeple. We got some great role plays from the roleplay book as well, which looks really good. In fact, if you play through the campaign of Tidal Blades, you might be itching for more. And that roleplay book has 2 full campaigns in it, which you can play also, which is great. I don't think you'll be playing the characters from the board game. You'll be playing characters from the book, but there's lots and lots of characters to create. And I think that could be genuinely exciting. You are going to be using all the minis in the box, and you're going to be using all the maps that you get from the game anyway. So it's all set up to play a full 2 campaigns, actually. So yeah, I highly recommend going for Tidal Blades and actually getting the RPG book as well. A big surprise was the James Hudson. He was doing all the updates on the campaign, and he had some amazing rants talking about the industry and behind the curtain of what happens when they're producing a Kickstarter game in the background. If you're interested in that, you might go to James Hudson. He actually set up a YouTube channel because there was a few problems with Kickstarter this week getting videos put on the updates, so he just pulled out a YouTube thingy, which was really good. Anyway, if you're a sleever, good news is the 700 cards won't fit in the box. Yeah, if you sleeve them, but they have produced a sleeve box, full art, and there's an add-on for sleeves and all that good stuff. So that'll be something I'll be adding on to my pledge in the pledge manager. And honestly, this is going to be one of the most exciting games of the year, above $100. This Tidal Blades 2 is just looking so amazing. And there's a video from the artist talking about the game, and there's a video from the artist that works on Arcane, the animation. Just so many great videos covering the production of this game. It's just a dream project, and I'm so happy to be pledging for it. But don't worry, if you've missed Tidal Blades 2, look out for the late pledge on that, which will be coming in a few weeks. And just an incredible IP from the board game industry, and one that might push into other medias like animation or TV or movies, just because the world building in that game is so ecstatic. Now we're going to be talking about another massive IP. That's Casting Shadows coming up next, but I'll be playing a song first. And when I watched the American Song Contest, I had no idea who was going to be in it, but when they announced Michael Bolton, I was like, oh my god, Michael Bolton! Yeah, I'm old, I'm not a young gun, I'm not a millennial. And I was like getting tickled pink, and every time I hear him sing this song, it like cuts through me. There's like nostalgia with Michael Bolton that I don't have any memories for. But as soon as he starts singing the song, it's like, Jesus Christ, it's Michael Bolton in the song contest. Ooh. Anyway, he's from Connecticut. He's from Connecticut, of course. He's singing for Connecticut in the contest. And his song, Beautiful World, is a really, really cool song from Michael Bolton. And even though the jury didn't vote him through as the favourite, the jury, out of the 10 songs, he was the 5th favourite. But the public voted him in. And there was a point, if you watched oh my God, Michael Bolton, his journey. If you go to Heat 2 at the beginning, they kind of announce where the public have voted, and it's got like this nervous time, and Michael Bolton's face waiting for the votes, and he was like, I don't know, I felt so nervous for him, even though he didn't look nervous. But he got through to the semi-final with his song, and it'll be so good to see him again representing Connecticut. So here we go. It's called Beautiful World. Please, Michael, take it away at the age of 69. That song. I got my mother-in-law to watch this on YouTube, and when she was watching it, I was playing a board game in the mother's house there. I was playing Oceans, that amazing Kickstarter. Oh, so good. Anyway, there was a scream in the house. Michael Bolton! Like, oh yeah, if you're over 40, like that'd be a surprise that this artist is there. Anyway, Casting Shadows we're talking about next, of course, and whoa, this has been an epic campaign. Yeah, you're basically playing a light Euro game, which you collecting resources to craft spells, and then you are PvPing it against all the other mages in a skirmish-like game. It is got cute. The cuteness factor is beyond a 10 at this stage, and it didn't just extend with more spells, counter spells, and different kinds of resources. It redid the board art. The board got bigger to make it a longer game, or if you had more players, it unlocked new heroes. It just went insane, this Kickstarter. It's probably gone above $3 million at this stage though. And they've got vinyl figures for all the characters. And when you turn Ultimate, you go into the shadow form, like an even bigger vinyl mini. It's so exciting. They also announced that these vinyl figures are going to have a foam insert for them. And they're each going to have a stage that you can present them with. Oh man, just could they be doing any more? They upgraded the dice, all the different worker placement components got updated into wooden as well. They unlocked a dice tower, and all this was part of the big pledges, so if you're pledging in. But this pledge of Casting Shadows, this could be one of these pledges that rises to about $500, because the amount of add-ons that they're doing, like teddy bears that can be reversed into the shadow form of the character. Like, what's going on? T-shirts with the art of all of them on. How exciting! You know, that's $120 if you want the full 12 characters on T-shirts. But it's mega exciting prospect. So anyway, you can check my final thoughts out on this on my channel. I'm tickled pink. And there's so many different products you can add to your pledge, or that you will be able to pledge in the pledge manager. It's just going to go way beyond the money that it is on Kickstarter now. It really is. And you know, when I think about complex pledges, I've got to go right back to Aldarra that had a spreadsheet laying everything out. I think Freedom 5 also did a spreadsheet because that was getting complex. And blimey, Casting Shadows has got a spreadsheet as well, just because there was so much added to the Kickstarter and people were questioning, what pledge does this go? They had to do a spreadsheet. It was getting complex, and it's going to get more complex when the add-ons prices come out in the late pledge. We know what the prices are now. I'm just saying, yeah, the amount of different SKUs they're going to have for sending this out is going to be insanity. But Casting Shadows, this is one of the biggest IPs of the year, new IPs, and I really hope that the next game from the studio is like an adventure game, because the world building that they've got now and the amount of backers they've got, and just amazing stuff on this Casting Shadows. It's like a dream Kickstarter, and yeah, your $1 pledge will go get you into this, and maybe you can late pledge and get on this, but it's going to be one of those epic nights where you can invite anybody over to play a game and they'll just be blown away by the production and the art across the whole table, and how charming. Oh my god, you're going to get seduced by the most amazing production team here. It's just a dream IP, Casting Shadows. Anyway, my long form video is on the Kickstarter channel, of course, I'll get more into the nitty-gritty of that, and you'll find how excited I get going through it all. Oh, yes. Anyway, we're going on to, I guess this is a famous person in the USA. Why do I say that? Won the voice contest, that thing. A woman, Jordan Smith, who doesn't like to wear pink, I'll tell you that. No, she's kind of a, likes her neutral colours, autumnal colours, I guess. Kind of a big lady, Jordan Smith, but what a voice she's got on her. She represents Kentucky, and she wrote this song, Sparrow, and she absolutely nails it. And what a finish at the end, what power in the voice. This one, like Hueston, got nominated first. It's gone straight through to the semi-final, and from the judges, of course. So yeah, Jordan Smith, I tip my hat to you. Please, this is the radio version of Sparrow. Please take it away.
This is Case 102.4.
Okay, it's media chat, and we're talking Halo, we're talking Moonknight, and we're talking the American Song Contest. Let's start with Halo. Season 1, Episode 3. Oh my god, this is amazing! I'm loving the world design, and I think if I compare it to kind of Marvel TV, the pacing is so great, and we're getting huge plot points uncovered as it's trying to explain the lore that you're getting in the video game. Not that I'm married to the franchise or anything, I don't really know any of it, but I'm certainly, once I get a new graphics card, hashtag 4000 series, I think this Halo series could be what I pick up first, the collection on PC. But I love the story with the Master Chief, how it's going. I love that the character has a little bit of independence, and I love the doctor he's working with. She's outstanding. And I love the direction it's going in, and we've got another, I want to say 6 episodes going forward. I think there was 11 and they brought it down to 10. I can't remember. I mean, it's the production hell that it was in, I guess. This should have come out much earlier. But where it is now, it's highly polished. Acting's really good. I'm enjoying everything, and I think coming off the back of The Expanse, I think I was itching for another sci-fi, and Halo has not just filled or satisfied the itch, but it's done a lot more, and it's, I don't know, it's an absolute massive sci-fi. I think if you have any inch of sci-fi, you're going to love Halo, which I think you'll find on Amazon Prime or HBO Plus, question mark? Whatever it is in your region. Anyway, Halo TV, definitely worth a look at. Now, Moonknight, that Marvel thing from Disney, if you didn't put that Marvel thing up at the beginning, flashing through all the heroes, I wouldn't have known it's Marvel. I wouldn't even known it's a comic book film, TV series, to be honest. And it's so slow telling you what this comic book hero is. So yeah, it's a bit like the Spider-Man movie. Like, the first hour was slow, and they've done it again here with Moonknight, but because it's a TV, it almost feels different. It's got a different feel anyway because it's based in London, or it is in the first 2 episodes, and it's almost like a mysteries, light horror. I don't think it's horror, but there's a little bit of horror in there for a Marvel license, I'm guessing. But I'm interested to see where it's going. I like the main actor, Isaac Newton. Is that his name? Or is that a scientist? I can't remember that guy's name. Isaac something. He was in the Star Wars trilogy, right? The latest trilogy. Anyway, Moonknight. I am looking forward to episode 3, but I have been kind of simmering with excitement. Maybe a 6 out of 10, whereas Halo is a 10 out of 10 excitement. But hopefully Moonknight can pick itself up somewhere, and I might be more enthusiastic next week when I talk about it. So yeah, Moonknight. You can check it out on your Marvel, wherever you're getting your Marvel stuff from. Disney, I'm guessing. Now, the American Song Contest, it's on YouTube now. You can get the first 3 heats. Heat 4 will be live on Monday, but will hit YouTube on Wednesday. You can subscribe to the American Song Contest YouTube channel to find out more. Now, if there is a song that you like, I would write the artist's name and song in YouTube so you can get the radio edition of it, not the live version. And an example of that is you're getting all the radio editions on today's show. It's just a little bit more professional because the live show, it's, you know, things are different in live, and I think the radio show is the full production. Anyway, that's my advice. It's going to be great to see Heat 4 next week, and I can't wait to see all the heats, to see all of the artists. There's going to be 55 in total. It's just outstanding. It's covering all of the states of the USA, plus the capital, Washington, D.C., and 5 territories which, to be honest, didn't even know existed. I knew Puerto Rico was a territory, Guam, question mark, and there's other ones there, and that's kind of exciting to see them in the contest. And I think that with all this hate that's going on in the United States media between right and left and all this stuff, I think this contest, a bit like the Eurovision, can reunite all the hearts of the people that are watching it, where these people are representing. And I think that is refreshing, and there's just so much good feel factor to the heats. Snoop Dogg is a fantastic presenter, and he's really funny, you know. I don't even know his age, he must be over 50. He's kind of bald at the front, but he has hair going down past his bum at the back. It's kind of a strange look, but he's kind of talks so good. And Kelly Clarkson is like an American gem of a presenter. She's so wears her heart on her sleeve like a Texas lady, and she's often looking at Snoop Dogg like he's a hero to her or something like this. I don't know, she's really bubbly, and I think the two of them have really made the show even better as presenters teams. They've just been spectacular. They've genuinely been impressed with the music, and you know, they are like a mirror of the United States people, I think, and yeah, it's really, really good. Anyway, looking forward to the semi-finals when they come up, and the final is going to be a day before the Eurovision semi-finals go. And I don't know if this has not been announced yet, but my guess is that the winner of the American Song Contest will perform at the final of the Eurovision Song Contest. And I think it might not be next year, but the year after, America's winner might enter the Eurovision Song Contest. So America will be a country inside the Eurovision, a bit like Australia did. I think that's where it's going, and it's very exciting if that is true. But that's where it's going. But that Eurovision Song Contest is going to become a world song contest. I mean, it already has Israel in it, and it Turkey, they're not in it. Russia, of course, been excluded because of the war and all this stuff. But yeah, I think the success of the show in the US could force Canada in it, and also Mexico. And that's the big danger if Mexico get in it, because it will wake up South America to this show, and it could catch on like fire, and we will have a full year of song contests if that happens. If you love music and you're sick of the charts that your country is popping out, the American Song Contest or Eurovision Song Contest is like a new box of chocolates with new flavours, and they are wonderful. So if you are fans of music, and I obviously am, I think it's a show you really want to invest some time with. So that's the American Song Contest. Alright peeps, this has been broadcast 16. It's been a lot of music. This is almost an American Song Contest edition, isn't it? And all that good stuff. With Kickstarter pushing things back until next week, we should see the big bombs hit. I think Casting Shadows and Tidal Blades 2 delayed things coming, so, you know, no harm in that. So yeah, check out the channel, and we'll be giving our thoughts on the biggest bombs that hit crowdfunding and all that good stuff. Now, this has been Broadcast 16. I have been your host, Lipstick Paddy. This has been Kickstarter Radio 102.4, and leading us out of today's show is the jury winner, the automatic success into the semi-final of the American Song Contest from Heat 3. It's Tyler Braden. It's called Seveenteen. He's representing Tennessee, and this sounds like I don't know what the sound is. What's the genre? I don't know. You tell me what the genre is of this one. It's got a little bit of country, a little bit of pop, a little bit of this, that, and the other. But it's got like an old sound as well. It's got nostalgia in it. It's got a bit of everything. Anyway, Tyler, please take it away with 17. And peeps, check out the Kickstarter channel and think about subscribing to the podcast too, so you know you can get to know when the show goes live, which is normally midnight Saturday, which is like 1 minute past midnight on a Sunday. So, thank you so much for listening. And a big hello to if you're watching this on YouTube. Why are you not listening to all this music, you heathen? And and all that good stuff. Please let me know in the comments what your favourite song was today. And if you're watching the American Song Contest, please let me know your favourites. I will be so interested to find out who you are. In fact, if you go to my YouTube page, click discussion, I'm going to put a poll down, what's your favourite song of today? And you can vote from the songs you heard from today's show, which one you liked best. Well, you've not heard my song 6, have you, today? So here it is, taking us out of today's show. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now. Tyler, please end the show for us. Thank you very much.